Hello, welcome to the Self Learning Podcast by Dr. Sushma Singh. Let us start discussion on Unit 1 Logic of Inquiry in Social Science. This is the first unit of the book on research methodologies. In the style of a narrative, the unit begins with a discussion about the nature of sociology as a science of society and looks at science as a way to understand the world around us. The earliest mention of the scientific approach to understanding the nature of the social world along the lines of the understanding the natural world is found in the works of Auguste Comte, 1798 to 1857. From Comte's ideas, the discussion proceeds to observation in and methods of the social sciences. A scientific observation is capable of being turned into a higher level generalization or to build a theory. The next unit will go into greater detail about how one goes about collecting empirical data in the social sciences and what constitutes empirical approach to understanding social reality. Let us now begin the debate over science in the social sciences. And our first topic is a science of society. Social science research can be understood against the backdrop of a history of evolution of human thought. To begin with, it is necessary to understand that the philosophical foundations of the science of sociology began in the West, with its root in Europe or in the early Greek philosophies. Aristotle was the first logician who gave primacy to the faculty of reasoning of the human mind above what is handed down to us by tradition or custom. We are not trying to claim for our discipline lineage from Plato or Confucius, from the Mahabharata and the Code of Hammurabi. Rather, we are looking into the logic of social inquiry, and hence the reference to Aristotle. However, for a long historical time, the advocates of logic had to fight with the domination of religion to establish the supremacy of human reason and mind over the supernatural domain or the will of God. Till almost the 18th century, it proved to be a losing battle, at least in the West. It was with the Renaissance, a movement or a period of vigorous artistic and intellectual activity began in 14th century Italy, lasting into the 17th century, that finally it was accepted that the society is not a creation of God, governed by a divine will, but a creation of human beings and an entity that has an objective and changing existence that can be studied from the outside. A science of society became possible when it was clearly understood and accepted by most that the society is a creation of humans and not of God. The extent to which we can view sociology as a scientific discipline, a guiding principle of science is that we can derive valid knowledge from strict rules of evidence which are reliable and valid. In this sense, science encompasses, along with other disciplines and disciplines of society. By examining the relationship between sociology and scientific methodology that is followed by the natural sciences, we can understand if sociology is scientific in the same way as a natural science is. It is also possible to find out if sociology can be scientific even when it does not follow the methodology and methods of the natural sciences. For this purpose, we need to examine various methodologies followed by sociologists in their work and then appreciate the claim of calling sociology a scientific discipline. All of us attach a special status to the notion of scientific knowledge because it depicts the world as it is rather than as any one of us may wish it to be. In this sense, scientific knowledge provides us the possibility of gaining a true understanding of the nature of the social and natural world. This understanding is not based on opinion or unproven faith and superstitions. You can find the earliest development of such understanding of sociology in the work of Auguste Comte. It is no accident that Auguste Comte is known as the founder of sociology. If we look at developments in sociological methodology, the word sociology obtains from the work of Auguste Comte. In order to appreciate sociology as a science of society, it is a useful exercise to outline Comte's idea on the nature of sociology. This will give us an insight into the kind of scientific approach early sociologists followed. This approach gave an impetus to sociology to gradually develop into a reflexive science. Now let us wind up the session and take rest. Thank you very much for engaging yourself with the self-learning podcasts.